Everyone's talking about how the housing market is cooling, but here in Kansas City, sales are up double digits, prices are still climbing, and buyers are finally starting to get some breathing room. The September numbers tell a story that's a lot different than the headlines. So let's break it down. Hey everyone, I'm Skyler Edzards with the Danny Howe team at eXp Realty. Each month, I break down what's really happening in the Kansas City metro housing market, so whether you're buying or selling, you can make a smart decision without the hype. Let's dive into the latest data for September 2025. Here's what's really happening with existing homes across the Kansas City metro. Closed sales came in at 3,006. That's up 12.3% year over year. The median sales price came in at $300,500, which is up about 2% from last year. The average sales price landed at $349,459, a 1.7% increase. Homes spent about 33 days on the market, which is up slightly. Sellers received about 96.7% of their original list price, and inventory rose to 7,097 homes, which is about a 10.6% jump compared to last year. That gives us roughly 2.5 months of supply. So what does this all really mean? If you're a buyer, you finally have more options. Homes are sitting longer, which means you don't have to rush into every offer. Sellers are starting to negotiate again, and with rates hovering in the low sixes, you have a little bit more flexibility in your monthly payment than you did a few months ago. This is still a competitive market, but for the first time in a while, buyers have the upper hand on timing and terms. If you're thinking about selling, the key right now is strategy. Homes that are priced right and show well are still moving, but those that come in too high are sitting and often end up with price cuts. On average, sellers are getting around 97% of their original list price, so it's important to price in the market that you're in, not the one that we had last year. Now, let's move on to new construction. September saw 289 new home sales, up about 23% from last year. The median price came in at $525,000, down just under 2%. The average sales price was up $602,000, which is basically flat. Days on market average 104 days, and builders are still giving builder incentives. Things like rate buy-downs, closing cost help, or upgraded finishes. For buyers, this means that you get a brand new home and still walk away with better terms than you might expect. Now, zooming out for some perspective, nationally, homes were pretty flat last month, but the Midwest continues to outperform the rest of the country. In fact, the Midwest was the only region with positive sales growth year over year. Here in Kansas City, inventory is still up more than 10% from last year, but down compared to the past spring. So we might be seeing our seasonal peak for available homes. Mortgage rates have been bouncing around the low 6% range since the big one-day drop we saw earlier this month, and buyers are definitely responding. So here's the bottom line. If you're buying, there's more choices and less pressure. If you're selling, presentation and pricing matter more than ever. And if you're just watching the market, Kansas City continues to prove why it's one of the most stable metros in the country. For a quick recap, sales are up 12%, prices are up around 2%, new construction sales jumped 23%, and homes are taking about a month to sell. Inventory's up, giving buyers options, and Kansas City continues to lead in the Midwest in steady growth. Now, if you're wondering whether now's the right time to make your move, the data says that this fall might be your window. Everyone's situation's a bit different, and that's where I come in. Comment September below for the full report or for your custom market breakdown. Or reach out. You can call, text, or book a strategy call by clicking the link in the description below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, please take a second to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's been talking about the housing market lately. It really helps get this information out to more people that need it. I'm Skyler Edzards with the Danny Howell team at eXp Realty, and I'll see you on next month's update.